Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to deep dive into the character analysis of one of the most interesting yet often overlooked characters in Mob Psycho 100, Dimple. Dimple may seem like just another annoying self-centered spirit at first, but as we peel back the layers of his character, we see he has much more depth than meets the eye. So let's explore who Dimple really is, how he evolves throughout the series, and what he represents in the larger themes of Mob Psycho 100. Dimple's first appearance as a mischievous and somewhat cowardly spirit who initially tries to manipulate Mob for his own gain. He's introduced as a minor antagonist, a ghost who's trying to use Mob's psychic powers to further his own ambitions of becoming a god. At first glance, Dimple seems like little more than a villain of the week, another spirit Mob will need to defeat. However, as the series progresses, Dimple's character begins to show a lot more complexity. Dimple is a spirit with an inflated sense of self-worth. He believes he's a superior being capable of achieving godhood. His ambition to become a god is one of his defining traits, and it sets him at odds with Mob, who is much more humble about his own powers. Dimple represents the theme of ambition gone wrong, a character who is consumed by the idea of greatness even at the expense of others. But what's interesting is that Dimple's desire for power isn't purely malicious, it's rooted in insecurities. His attempts to control Mob are driven out by fear of irrelevance. He's a small-time spirit who's trying to find meaning in an existence that feels futile. This dynamic of ambition combined with vulnerability is what makes Dimple a surprisingly relatable character. One of the most fascinating parts of Dimple's character arc is his evolving relationship with Mob. Early on, Dimple is a manipulator. He tries to control Mob and use him as a tool for his own gain. However, over time, Dimple becomes more of a companion than an antagonist. As the series progresses, we see Dimple become more loyal to Mob, even forming a partnership of sorts. At one point, he offers Mob guidance on how to control his power, even helps him understand his own emotions better. This relationship dynamic is a beautiful portrayal of growth, both for Dimple and Mob. Dimple's gradual shift from villain to something closer to a friend reveals how much Mob's influence can impact those around him. While Mob is not a perfect character, his kindness and empathy start to change Dimple's heart in ways he himself may have not anticipated. Dimple goes from wanting to control Mob to genuinely wanting to help him in certain moments. Dimple's character arc is about redemption and self-realization. His journey from selfish ambition to understanding his own limitations is one of the more understanding but powerful arcs in Mob Psycho 100. He may not become the god he always dreamt of, but by the end of the series, Dimple does find some sense of peace, especially in his relationship with Mob. There's a moment in the series when Dimple must confront his own nature, his tendency to deceive, his hunger for power, and his need for validation. This confrontation allows him to let go of some of those harmful traits, making him a more balanced and self-aware character. Dimple plays an important role in Mob Psycho 100's larger themes. At its core, the series is about self-acceptance, understanding one's true self, and the importance of connection. Dimple, like Mob, has a lot of inner conflict. While Mob struggles with his overwhelming power, Dimple struggles with his insecurities and desires for greatness. In a way, Dimple serves as a mirror to Mob, a character who is on the surface seems like an antagonist, but is really just another person trying to figure out how they are in a complicated world. Dimple's role also highlights the idea that power isn't everything. His quest for godhood represents the idea that the pursuit of power for its own sake is empty. Through Dimple, we learn that personal growth, humanity, and relationships are far more important than status or control. In the end, Dimple is much more than a simple villain or comic relief character. His journey is one of self-reflection, growth, and eventual redemption. He teaches us that our flaws don't define us, and even the most selfish, misguided characters have the potential to change. We see how even the most complicated characters in Mob Psycho 100 can evolve and find meaning beyond their initial motives. What do you think though? Is Dimple one of your favorite characters? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe. Peace.